So what you would do is take a tune that you really like, and you're going to check to see where the peaks are of their kick drum and the peaks are of the fundamental of their bass. And if you're having trouble around the 100 hertz area, probably the first, maybe the second harmonic as well. And then you can EQ, volume adjust your bass accordingly. So if we grab Sarah's tune, what we would do here is go in. And again, let me just sort out this resolution because it's doing my nutting. Go in and say, okay, this is clearly the kick drum here, right? So I'll cut out all of the stuff either side of it. Get out of there. Okay, so you can see the peak of the kick drum. Now, if you've got auto mode on, you don't have to mouse over it. It's going to appear right here. Okay, so that tells me the peak of Sarah's kick drum, and we're just dealing with a sub, is sitting at -12. So you're obviously referencing a track that you really like, or a number of them, to even get a feel for how this works across your genre. And that tells you, okay, that's sitting at -12. Now, where's there a bass hit in here? So we know we've got this kind of offbeat, almost kind of reverse monster thing going on. And here you can see -16 is the lowest peak here. So it's the highest peak, which will also tend to be the lowest, the furthest less. So what we're interested in here is not matching the peak of our kick with the peak of theirs. We're not after absolute values. We're looking at relative values. We're looking at saying, okay, if my kick peaks at X, the bass, the subbiest frequency is 4 decibels less. And that's how you can mix the bass. And you can do exactly the same by then saying, okay, what volume is the first harmonic? So we'd be looking at this guy here. And then you'd say, okay, that's so many less. And that will help you to shape it. So you could just EQ this out. For example, just notch it down a little bit or shelve it depending on what bass you're using. And that is going to give you a very similar contour to what you're hearing in the tunes that you like. Now, bear in mind, that's reference. That's just a starting point. But if you were... and this is what I would do, if you were to finish the mix of your track and then duplicate your kick and bass and then alter it in accordance with a reference track, and then A/B what you had before and what you've got now, that is going to start getting your ears into tune. You're going to start recognizing and training yourself to not have to keep doing that. You're going to start recognizing, that's what the bass should sound like. And as I said, if your room is causing you problems, because you could have like a null in your room that could be 40 decibels or something insane. And if that is at G0, or let's say at G1, because you're having a problem around the 100 hertz area, then you're always going to think, Jesus, I can barely hear that, and be cranking it up insanely. So it is a very good idea to get yourself a set of headphones that will at least give you a decent impression of what's going on down there. Then you can use that technique and you'll find that you'll start to learn where the right ballpark is every time, even if you're just doing it almost by the numbers in Spectrum and having to reference, as I said, in headphones and then somewhere else. But it will get you to where you want to go.